In my early 20s, I struggled to make progress towards my goals. I was stuck in a soul-crushing 9 to 5 and I felt trapped and completely checked out from life. No matter how hard I aimed for growth, it felt like I just wasn't getting anywhere. And I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what that was. But looking back, the root cause is absolutely obvious. You see, the truth is, guys, there's one small mindset shift that changed everything for me. And if you don't make this shift yourself, you'll waste the most important decade of your life. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal exactly what this mindset shift is and how I used it to rescue my life from mediocrity. So if you feel stuck and like your life is slipped through your fingers and you just can't figure out why, this video is for you. So let's go win back our future, guys. Hey guys, Respawn Protocol here. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the crucial mindset shift that will allow you to unlock the future of your dreams. And luckily for you, this mindset shift is super easy to accomplish. It just requires consistent effort and dedication to work. So before I reveal this life-changing principle, let me set the scene and explain why I struggle with growth for so long, and probably why you are as well. In today's society, we're taught to take action based off how we feel. Now let me give you a few examples of this. We're taught these days that if you feel tired after work, you don't need to go to the gym. If you don't feel like reading a book, you can just watch Netflix instead. But you see, this mindset has been purposefully programmed into your brain to keep you weak and trapped. You've been trained from a young age to believe you need to feel a certain way to take a certain action. And to be honest, guys, this is a super clever psychological trick that's played on you. Because they know that in order for you to lead the type of life where the system can't suck away your soul and exploit you, you're going to have to do things every day that don't feel good for an extended period of time. So from a young age, they condition you to only do the things you feel like doing. And by doing this, they keep you trapped in the spider web until the day you die. And the crazy thing is, they don't even need to force you to do this. They've tricked you into falling into the web yourself. That's how deep this goes. And this is why the average person quits everything they start. They only take action when they feel like doing so. Or to put it another way, they only take action when they feel motivated. But motivation is a fragile structure, and waiting for motivation is the reason you're unable to get any closer to your goals. Instead, we need to retrain our minds to rely on something completely different to achieve success and growth. Something that will weather the friction that growth inevitably brings along the way. Imagine a version of yourself 10 years from now. He's successful, calm, powerful. Not because he's special, but because he made a choice. And you want to know what that choice was, guys? The choice that you have to make is that you have to throw away motivation and feelings and replace it with disciplined action. And when I finally started using disciplined action instead of motivation, my life started changing instantly. And let me tell you the truth, guys. Boys rely on motivation. Men rely on discipline to get the job done. Nothing good in life comes easy, and when times get hard, motivation disappears. And the raw truth you never told as a child is that growth as a man requires daily struggle, sacrifice, and absorbing pain to get to where you want to go. Motivation just isn't strong enough to withstand the years of struggle and effort that's required to get to where you want to be in life. Instead, you need to use discipline, because discipline is the armor you'll wear that will make you completely unstoppable no matter what life throws your way. I only started making massive progress towards my goals when I stopped relying on external motivation and started relying on internal discipline. And one thing that's super irritating to me is when people say that successful people are just lucky because they're motivated. This statement completely misses the point. Let me tell you the truth about successful people. Just like you, successful people are just human. They wake up in the morning and just like everyone else, they can't be asked to go to work. They can't be bothered going to gym after work. And when they get home from the gym, they can't be bothered building a YouTube, building a business, or reading books. And here's the difference between the winners and losers in life. Losers only act when they feel like it, when they feel motivated. And trust me, this mindset will rob you of everything you're capable of becoming. Winners, on the other hand, they don't compromise on their daily objectives. They discipline themselves to get the job done no matter how hard it is. Regardless of how they feel day to day, the mission is simply more important. And I'm sure that what I'm saying is a harsh truth to many of you guys, but I'm just telling you because it's the advice my younger self needed. The path of discipline is painful, but a reality where you wait on motivation is far worse. An undisciplined 20s leads to a trapped 30s, and so many people I grew up with my age are still in the same position they were 10 years ago. I've seen this happen to people I grew up with. They used to have goals and dreams. Now they only have disappointment, depression, and a PlayStation. And that scares the hell out of me. Life's not meant to be this way, and it's no surprise that people that waste their 20s end up depressed for the rest of their lives. All that potential that God bestowed upon them, completely wasted away. And that's not a realization I want to be making at 30, because when you finally make that realization, it'll rip the floor from under your feet and drag you to hell for the rest of your life. If you don't build discipline now, you'll suffer later. You'll struggle with debt, obesity, depression, low-value relationships, and a complete lack of meaning and purpose in life. And I would go even as far as to say that if you don't have discipline, you're not even conscious. Being conscious requires something to be reactive to its environment, and you're not going to be able to react to the difficulties of life without discipline. That's why people these days get brain rot from scrolling TikTok, because they've lost tune with their consciousness from a lack of struggle and meaning in their lives. And in my early 20s, I was that guy. I thought motivation was the fuel I needed, and so I just sat there all day waiting for it to come. I wasted my time playing FIFA, binging Netflix, and just doing completely unproductive things. And even when I got a bit of motivation, I'd start something and quit the moment it got tough. And the reason was because I relied too much on motivation and completely neglected discipline. So don't make the same mistakes I made in my early 20s, guys. Understand that as a man, you weren't put on this planet to do what you feel motivated to do. The world is built to keep men soft, and you only become free when you embrace discipline and take the trials of life with a smile on your face. So with that all being said, let's talk about some practical ways you can start becoming a more disciplined man. So, talking from personal experience, the best way to start disciplining yourself is slowly yet consistently. One mistake I see a ton of people make is that they try to go all in on discipline straight away. And trying to do this is like turning up to the gym for the first time in your life and trying to bench 100 kilograms. You're not going to get anywhere, you're just going to collapse under the pressure of the weight and quit. Instead of trying to go all in from day one, start by stacking small wins and momentum daily. You see guys, discipline is like a muscle, and you train it by starting with small weights and gradually building up the weight over time. You have to be humble enough to accept where you are now and patient enough to realize that all things worth having take time. So when you're first starting out, just commit yourself to an hour of disciplined action. And once you can consistently do that, the next week, aim for an hour and a half and keep building that mental grit slowly over time, and compounding will do the rest. And when you get days where you feel tired and super broken, recognize that this is the time where you're going to get maximum discipline points for your time. Building discipline requires doing things that suck. So when you're having a proper rough day, use this opportunity to take disciplined action, because these days are the days that are like those double XP lobbies where you get maximum points for your time invested. And what I've learned over time is that there are certain things you can do that are absolutely primed for building discipline. And these generally tend to be the things that most people just don't want to do. Remember, the value is found where the average man won't go. So turn up to the gym and start building strength. Read books at night to fortify your mind, and first thing in the morning, wake yourself up with a cold shower. And by doing these things and building these habits, your spirit will harden and you'll build mental discipline as quickly as humanly possible. And by implementing these things in your life, I started becoming comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's the mindset you need to thrive as a man. That's when you become anti-fragile and when pain and suffering only contribute to your growth instead of pulling you off course. And the best thing about the path of discipline is that as you get further down the road, you stop becoming a man and you become a literal superhero. You become that guy that your loved ones can rely on in a crisis, the type of guy that's always calm and collected under pressure. You literally become that guy. And that's the future you could have if you just become disciplined. No matter what society tells you guys, just remember you were born with endless potential and there's a future version of you ready to come alive. And that guy is greater than you could ever imagine. So don't kill that version of yourself by being lazy and waiting for motivation to build your future. Start building a disciplined routine and become that guy you always wanted to become. So that's a wrap for today, guys. But don't just nod your head and move on. If you've made it this far, this is your turning point. This is your moment to commit. Let me know in the comments what steps you're going to take to becoming more disciplined. And if you got value from the video, make sure you smash the like button so the algorithm pushes this to more guys who need to hear it. And if you're still here, you're one of us. I've dropped my email in the description. If you want to connect, talk goals, or just tell me your story, my inbox is open waiting for you guys. So until the next time, lads, be that one who didn't quit. Have a good day and peace out.